Good evening, everybody. Lucas of Lucasgvariety back, and we're playing Robotech, the MACROSS SAGA. Lucas here with friends. This is our session number 5, episode number 5. No name title here, since this might be the only series I've not named every episode over the last 2 years. I think that might be a new thing for this. I don't know. But anyway, today is January 12th, 2020, and we're back, and I'm going to pass it upstairs to this guy to just go ahead and rock us out.
Mm-hmm. I am the Robotech Master Harukajunko, and I say, welcome back, everyone. Really glad to be back here again today with the group, where I will attempt to murder them once again and hopefully succeed, so that way we can, just end this timeline, say that the Zentradi won and the better force won out. Because remember, guys, if the Zentradi win, the other two series don't happen.
Haha.
Okay, but the next generation was good.
I like DS9 better.
Yeah.
You know what I meant.
Yes, he did. Yes, true. The only loss is Cyclones, unfortunately. But
Okay, you know what? The Hover Harley was pretty rad.
the Hover Harley was rad, but the series it was attached to was garbage. But we're gonna get off topic now. As
This is
anyone
what happens
who
when nerds
actually,
do things.
yeah. But last time we had left off, the group had pulled off a daring maneuver with the idea of Lisa Hayes. They led the Zentradi forces that were folding a picket around them into the rings of Saturn, one of the ships moving forward as they entered the dark side of the planet and the rings. While there, they proceeded to launch a Silver Squadron's fighters to engage the enemy and hopefully cause something that they will tell me what their plan actually was, because sending a single group of fighters out through the darkness of asteroids to attack a giant 3-kilometer ship does not exactly sound like you want those pilots to survive, Mr. Captain.
Oh Lord, did you say that the tip of the spear weapons group might have to do work? Oh no. Perhaps I need them to distract long enough for my ship to go.
Who
And
knows?
those are placeholder sounds because I don't have the license for the real sounds.
Yeah.
He's literally on the ship saying this to the Hayes. And then we're gonna wheel around.
Do we have a plan?
Just said the plan.
To be honest, I don't know if you actually told the group the plan.
I told
There
them
was a
exactly what they're
plan.
doing. I told them they're going to get in the field, hide there, and then jump them from behind. And then we're going to swing around and engage them as they start to turn to face a new threat. It's going to be this fun thing. Everybody's going to be confused.
I guess if we had to do something, we could try to hide what system's dark and then turn back on once it passes or something, and then try to blow up the engines. I don't know.
Could always try that. Could try boarding. Could try doing a number of things. Whatever you guys actually want to do.
I'd rather not get jumped by a Zentradi with a giant pipe.
But that's a couple episodes later. Supposedly. But
Hey,
no,
we're fighting the assault carrier now. What's that say about it?
the fleet had like a couple hundred assault carriers.
Well, I have one of them to die today. So let's do this.
Yeah, no.
Leroy Jenkins.
So we leave
Yeah.
off with Silver Squadron resting in the. Did you guys stop at the edge of the dark zone, or what did you tell them to do, team lead?
Me or him?
No. He's team lead. You've had radio silence. You don't get to talk to them right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I told to keep in tight formation. We got to get through this. We all made some not so good rolls and scraped through. But if we're supposed to hide, if our orders were to ambush them, cat, are you kidding me?
It's a Zentradi cat.
Zentradi spy.
She didn't make the leap. That's weird. Yeah, all right, Eva. All right, I got my Dr. Evil cat. Anyway, I like the idea. Once we get to his position, if we're going to ambush him from behind, we get to a safe spot. I don't know if we can actually attach onto some of these asteroids and kind of ride them around so we're safe.
Yeah, you guys could probably actually grab onto them, whether it be with Battloid fingers or I think the leg engines can clamp on.
Like that.
I mean,
roughly.
Probably not.
Guardian still has arms, so you don't need
Yeah.
I was thinking Guardian. I mean,
Yeah, so you
anybody
can
can do it.
probably like grab on and hug the rock as it
Mhm.
and it just kind of floats.
I think we tried to be to the outmost edge we could so that we could
Mhm.
be able to get out without too much debris to get through, but still hidden enough
Mhm.
that we can stay disguised until we want to be out. I mean, obviously, it's all a gamble, and it's all we're not exactly sure how much. We weren't meant to be deep space pilots, even though we are. So, I guess we trained for this, maybe. Anyway,
You did.
Archie just finds himself talking to everybody while we're sitting here. It's like, yeah, so maybe we're good for this, maybe we're not. I mean, this is a good place to park. Yeah, I like this. Jacobs, you can shut me up anytime now if you want to say something instead. All right, Alex, sing us a song then. I guess. Yeah, that's good.
I'm probably going to resume the same acoustic song I was playing when we were trying not to die in the asteroid field, because we're still trying not to die in an asteroid field.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm.
72 variations of win, but just a situational word.
No, it's all.
Death, we don't have to die.
No, even better. All of his songs are just stage lights flashing.
Please, God, no.
No, it's staying alive, staying alive.
Yeah. But for the most part, it does seem like you guys are noticed. Well, to the degree you can tell, of course, it's kind of dark outside.
As one would assume.
Don't say.
If the entire ship didn't stop and stare at you for a minute and then look away slowly, like, I'm not supposed to see them, they're right there.
It's like,
But it does require me a couple of a little bit of GM rolling here, of course, which I can't show you people.
You could at least show the audience. We promise we won't look.
Uh-huh.
Well, I see you rolled. I can see it.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I can
that
see
sounds
it.
like a killer roll.
I should have just had you use your roll 20. That way, as I manage the stream, I can just be like,
Nah, this makes it
Yeah.
more fun and interesting because now they don't even know, and I don't have to worry about the chat going, "No, Lucas, look out! They're trying to kill you."
We already know that.
That's the opposite of what they would say.
yeah.
Yeah, they'd laugh. They'd laugh and say, "Hey, that's great."
Lucas better duck. He's going to die.
Yeah.
They'll just, tell you the wrong thing just to hope that you die.
Yeah, they're never on
That's
our
mean,
side.
man. Why is everybody against me? I am not this character. Remember, I am not this guy.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that they'd be against you. I'm just saying that they'd be against you.
Yeah, not you. It's you.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
But,
I can deal
so
with
for
it.
the most part, you guys are clamped onto these asteroids and time's ticking by. And it's a fair amount of waiting because as big as that ship is, it does seem to be going slow and kind of,
Deliberate.
carefully moving closer.
Very slow pickle.
It is not attempting to just bum rush in and,
Can we see it from where we're at?
uh,
And is it bigger than our ship? Is that what was said? Or
yeah,
do we
I'll say that at this point you guys can see it because you can see out of the dark zone a little bit.
Okay.
And it's massive. Your ship is 1.2 kilometers. This thing looks upwards of 3.
Wow.
By the way, what is the
Wow.
international unit system of the UN, which is the unified government in this universe? Is it metric? I would assume it's metric.
Probably. I'm
Everything
gonna go
else
with metric because even though I'm an American, meters are interesting to talk about. Though I will never convert meters to feet.
Although we do know canonically English is the language spoken in Macross and Robotech.
Yep.
It uses kilometers for most everything in the book. So
Yeah. So we will assume that for measuring, it is for the most part metric.
Everything else in the world is metric except for our screwed up butts. So that's good.
And Britain.
I am
Reminder that.
Mike, I'm a privileged American. I refuse to use the metric system.
Oh, wait, sorry. Let me just convert this. Hold on one second.
Thank
I'm a
you.
lazy American,
for
and I
everything.
refuse to use any measurement system.
Yeah, right.
It big, y'all. It big. Oh,
Sorry.
over yonder is even bigger than that one. I would
I
say
know it
it's at
now.
least more size.
So for you, Lucas, because you were since you were a proud American, it
Privilege.
is a privileged American.
Thank you.
At that, it is 9,842 and a half freedom units.
Freedom units? Seriously?
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
what the hell is that's not feet. That's
feet.
Yeah,
Better
it's
it's
freedom.
2 feet per freedom unit unless you count it on your head, and then it's 2.5872 rounded
Let me
up.
put it in easier terms. It's a bit over 1.5 miles.
oh
It's big, y'all. There we go.
It's big, y'all. I'll go with you, yeah.
no, it's a good
Also,
ship.
I thought you said that you were lazy, you were going to convert, Mr. Conversion. Liar.
Well, now that I just derailed it by being so mean,
So-
it's a big
Typical
ship.
American.
So
You got big
yeah,
size.
no.
It's a big pickle.
It is a
That's right.
very big pickle with many guns because this thing is actually kind of skimming close to the asteroid field. It looks to be standard military sense, have something hard so that way they can't flank you, kind of thing. Of course, they weren't expecting fighter
Idiots.
planes. They weren't expecting people with suicidal tendencies, yes.
Well, they don't know us very well then.
They don't know the human race very well.
Right.
No, they don't, which is fine. We're going to obviously hold tight. And now, I mean, when we think timing's right, or they're really going for that ship, we'll release. But it's like, hold formation, keep the music jamming, crack that last beer. I'm sorry, Robo-Cola. Let me re-edit that. Let me recut that. Crack that last Robo-Cola. MACROSS cherry flavor, the best.
Yep. And for the most part, though, the ship seems to be, it's close, but you guys are like a little bit down and into the dark zone, so you guys can see this thing as it starts passing over, and just all of these like little tiny pockmarks you can see open up, and what looks to be turrets are coming out to and aiming towards where the SDF one is. And you can see that these things are like, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of them.
And
Well,
there's
nice
a
knowing
and
you,
there's a
Captain.
and there's like a dozen of us.
No, there's 11 of you because remember one, Jared crashed.
You had the
You had to bring
the
that
Star
back
Wars
up.
yell. The
You
Star Wars yell.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Poor Jared.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another letter to write. That's a lot of turrets, and there's no way
And
we
you
can.
can also, on top of that, you also do see like a couple of hangar bays open from the underside, and they kind of drop down a couple of the pods that you've seen before, and not too many though, which is surprising for a ship of this size. You see maybe 20 come out, but they leave the hangar bay open, it seems.
Hey Burns,
What?
you thinking what I'm thinking?
Hold on to this rock and pray to God we don't get seen.
Yeah, run away.
That's the second thing. First one is getting us dates on Friday night, and the third thing is the hangar door is open. We really want to
Oh,
cause
God.
we really want to cause a distraction, make the captain proud. We go on the inside and knock their heads around a little bit.
Have you considered that there's a lot
No.
more of them inside there?
I have not considered that, nor will I think about it now.
And you just hear Burns go, have you considered not doing that course of action?
All right, no, I have not considered doing that course of action. What I think what I'll do is I'll take Jacobs
Hold on.
with me, and we'll go inside, and Burns, you lead the rest of the squad out, and make a little tussle with them flyers over there.
Yes, sir.
Ja-
He kind of just like, he's like, he's obviously upset by this insane
You're
idea.
splitting the party.
You split the party.
Doesn't that make for better drama? I mean, doesn't that happen in this time?
True. It does mean I get to enforce the rules of you split the party, now die.
So you want to write more letters is what it is. That's what it is. That's
I might not have to write any letters. That might be the
true. That's what it is. You want to get out of writing letters. Hey,
Yeah. Burns is gonna have to write a letter to your parents.
He's resolving
he
his
survives
conflict
this.
by dying.
They're gonna be so mad that their lifelong investment failed. That's how
Yeah,
cold
no,
they are.
if you want to try and do that,
I don't know. I mean, Archie's talking out loud. Like, I'm not Archie. I don't know what it would be the best to do. I know obviously
Well,
spin the party's bad, but
I
that,
mean, to be fair, this is the closest that any of you have actually been to a ship of this size.
My suggestion would be that, being a person of military background, Archie would probably know about a thing called defeat in detail, which is basically, if you're engaging an enemy, try to do so when you can ensure that you have a superior number of forces to them, or at least a superior quality.
that is never at this
Or at
point.
least a superior strategy.
Yeah, basically it means engage the smallest amount of enemies you can and defeat them a ton of times rather than trying to defeat them all at once.
Man, but that doesn't sound.
Win the battles, not the war.
I mean, if you can do this, Lucas. I am actually not stopping you.
No, I don't think it's a good idea at all. It just sounded great to say, and it sounds like fun to go in the hangar. But
My
we should,
thought would
Taking along
be,
with that.
whatever
on,
we end up
do it.
doing, we should be doing it all as a group,
No,
just
that-
to ensure we have the best chance of survival.
I'm okay with doing that, and Burns might even say so. But Archie's, I don't know.
Sending 2 people in there is suicide. If
Yeah.
anything, we should bring the squad at least.
That's why I'm sending Jacobs and I in. It will force us to reconcile before our
Untimely
No,
deaths.
no, this will not force us to reconcile. It's me calling you a dumbass as we die.
That's fine as long as you're following orders.
Well, maybe they're still working on getting all of their other fighters and stuff loaded, so maybe we could actually catch them with their pants down.
And
I like that.
stop them from sending any more pods out.
They can, yeah. The SDF-1 can handle the first group that's gone out, but I'm really still liking the hangar idea. Let's do that. I think we should do that. Well, let's be brash. Let's do it right now. Jacobs, Burns, let's go. Alex,
Yes, sir.
give us that riff, and then let's take off and.
All right. It's Danger Zone, and
Yeah,
because
Yes,
what
sir.
else would you play right now?
nothing
I don't know.
ever in the entire history of Earth.
Highway to Hell sounds pretty good.
yeah, right?
Either or.
I like Danger Zone.
Back in Black's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think you see the Guardian mode on Archie's just break off first, and then switch to Jet, and
Oh, well, here we go. Just take off after him.
I have to play. Oh, Fearless, but
I don't know why his whole squadron was dead.
I keep shuffling people around.
People die. People die. Who are you talking about? Get out! You are so fired.
Paperwork. All it takes is a little razzle dazzle with the paperwork, and they didn't die. They were in the wrong unit.
The thing is, see, so his disposition is fearless, but his demeanor is showboat. So he's fearless about going in there and being a gloating showboat about doing it almost alone, which is more likely and certain to be death. That's why he has Burns, and then of course the rest of.
Yeah, that's why he has Burns and those other people.
Yeah.
Well,
He doesn't learn their names until he's writing the
What?
letters.
it's not that he doesn't. He won't listen to the other guys, but Burns is his wingman. That's actually his role. So he's his conscience is basically what Burns is, in my opinion.
And he usually doesn't look at his conscience.
He's the Jiminy Cricket to my Pinocchios. I
Or
feel.
they get swallowed and die.
If that is what you'd like to do,
Yes.
then in this case,
I'm gonna go in
yeah, no.
and
Are you gonna just try to, punch it full throttle, jump in there really loud and shooting, or are you gonna try to sneak in?
Let's.
I think I blast off, but it's not. I mean, if they can see us coming because we're going loud and crazy, then they'll kill us before we even get there with all his turrets. And he's not gonna be a fool about it.
What if you try to drift in there by just doing small bursts of the engine, and then just sort of drifting in there with the speed you pick up? Because it is space. There's no friction slowing you down.
Yep.
Unless you're Star Wars.
Unless you're Star Wars.
Are we Star Wars, Mike?
No,
Okay.
we are not Star Wars.
Okay.
We know definitively that inertia is still a thing in Macross.
I don't have this precise way of doing it. I mean, however that would work
I
out
don't
best.
accept your reality because it confers with my ability to rule of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I'm concerned about.
Yeah,
is
no,
real
you
cool.
can definitely do that. Since you guys are trying to sneak in, quote unquote,
At least get as close as we can. The closer we can get, and we're gonna be spotted, obviously. But
Yeah.
The more time,
Well then,
the less time they have to spot us before we get inside to close the doors on us, the better.
all right. In that case, pick your skills.
All right, let me take a look at transformation. Might be.
Do note that ones that are. Do note that skills for this that are like loud and showboaty, like star quality, might not be helpful in this one.
So if he's transformation, what's okay? So there's the jet form. There's guardian. What's the
And Battleoid.
battleoid? Okay, that's what I keep forgetting.
In this case, if you wanted to get really close, really fast before they do it, transformation into jet mode would be the best.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, basically, when I unhooked from my asteroid, I went from guardian right to jet, and then took off, and expecting everybody else to follow suit. And then we get it in close, and then we'll transform. We will transformate as appropriate, depending on where we are when the battle begins.
Squadron mates, transformate!
Now all powers come together. All right, Captain Planet style. Here we go. Ooh, that theme song just instantly jumped in my head. No, get it out, give me Danger Zone. But yeah. So I don't know if transformation could be used here. I guess as the part of the takeoff. Okay.
It's an equipment suite.
I just want to make sure narratively that made sense.
Yeah, no,
into the mechanical. Okay, so that would be 2, and then we can go up to 5 without the burnout, which you said last week that every point above the burnout is a stress, not just every time you go above.
Yep, and do also remember though that equipment suites don't count to that.
Yes. Yep.
So that's 7 dice we can safely roll right now.
Yep.
So I'll be using counter position to avoid like the space searchlights or whatever. And how far are we from it?
Yeah.
I'd say a couple 100 meters.
Okay, so that's with it in terms of space distances. That's definitely close enough for flash move, I think.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a short distance because this thing is coming down close to the asteroid belt.
Okay, I was thinking about flash move. I thought it was too short. So okay, that's good then. 3.
Meanwhile, the captain's sipping wine and wondering what the hell's going on, probably.
I think for me it's strafing run, keeping your opponents guessing, and then flash move to get in. But that would make 6, but I'll only roll it as a 5.
Yeah,
all right, that works.
All right, I'll start it off with a roll, I guess.
All right, and Fayt, you got yours?
Strafing run and close quarters.
All right,
and target number is 5, I would assume?
Yep, target number is 5. I will be rolling against you with things. Once I find my sheet for roll.
That's a big 2, right?
What are we rolling? 7?
Well, if you use an equipment suite, which is at the bottom, like your transformation or something, it'll tell you the skill amount, and that is like 2 more dice you can add in safely over 5.
Yep, equipment suites.
Very bottom.
It's working smarter rather than harder.
It should be right at the bottom of your character sheet. And like the mini missiles will be skill 3 with 3 uses, but like the transformation where we change our forms, when we transformate, is unlimited. I think it's like once per turn type of thing, but
yeah, it uses them. Okay.
So, but that'll give you 2 more dice right now, so you can build your other skills up to 5, and then roll those 2 without the stress danger. Anytime Mike says I'll allow it, you take it. Take every inch, right? Take every bonus die you can get ever.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I just had a thought. Since Archie took off first, and I saw what he was doing, could I swing a copycat on here to get an edge on that roll?
Negative for this one, Ghost Rider, due to you guys actually being in the dark zone and not having flares shooting off right underneath an enemy ship. You can see the edges of the wings going off, but you can't actually see the plane or yeah.
You can copycat it once we go into that hangar and start blasting.
So, anyways, I started blasting.
Do Valkyries have speakers? Because I might not actually need to use the radio for once. We're going to be close enough to each other that I can just use speakers.
Sounds
Yeah,
fun to me.
no, I think they have. Yeah, they do have an external speaker because Rick was talking to Minmay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
For once, I don't need to take up the airwaves.
Are you ready for us to roll, Aram?
Oh yeah, no, you start rolling, and I will be. then I will roll afterwards to kill you.
I need
Wow,
I need
really?
Burns to roll in the crew.
Oh yeah.
Were
I,
any of you in your element for this?
I will allow it. From what I understand,
I think
Archibald fits in.
I think Melody would.
Checking.
my element is when I'm in direct engagement with enemy mecha and Hero of the People's Ace Pilot. So I don't know if either of those apply. I could think directing.
I'll allow Hero of the People to count for this one because this is a literal do or die moment.
Okay. So I can re-roll the 6 failures?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 1 success.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, total of 5 then.
How'd you get 6 failures?
Well, you only had 3 failures, Lucas.
Oh, I think I was looking at Teresa's roll.
Yeah, you got 4.
I'm sorry.
So
Should
for
I-
Teresa,
Should
I will say that this plays into your nature, so you can re-roll yours.
Mike, should I just re-roll then 3 dice or just take the first 3 that I rolled? What do you want to do?
Let's re-roll for 3 dice.
Okay.
Would it happen to play into either my nature as showboat, fearless, or my element as mysterious at all?
I will allow it to play in for your fearless because this is literally, from what you understand, suicide.
All right, and that's just a reroll.
Yep.
So I just roll all my dice too, or?
You re-roll the failed ones. Yep.
You rolled 6
6.
dice.
1, 2,
So Mike, I had
3,
6 successes then.
4, 5.
Nice.
6 for me. I'll take it and hopefully Melody. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional. So you got 6 successes as well then. I think.
All right, that's 3 more, bringing me up to 5.
I was like, uh-oh. Mike's like, yes. Then he's like, all right, element, fine. This time, gadget.
Pretty much.
Burning got
4.
4.
All right. Way to go, Idaho.
All right, so 4. Matt's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got that. Okay, now time for me to roll the Zentradi because they actually do get some stuff. Okay, so all right, that is an interesting number. So you guys are able to, for the most part, you kick on your boosters and you start floating towards them. And then you cut them off. You kind of do drifts in to make it look more like rocks are flying in. And you guys are actually able to slip into the hangar without them even starting to close it. But as you do,
Ah, dang it, that was way too soon.
You're expecting it.
so as
Premature
you guys enter
celebration.
this, you guys, obviously probably, turn to Guardian or something to stop yourselves from just crashing into the ceiling. And as you guys start looking around, you see people. But
What?
there's people that look human, but they're they're taller than your Valkyries.
Are what?
They're taller than your Valkyries in Battleloid.
Veritech?
The ship you're on.
There's
Bigger
just
than you.
the people are just all of these people kind of look over and they're looking at you. Most of them unarmed, and some of them look to be getting into the battle pods. They just kind of stare at you like, what?
I would.
Unleash.
We stare.
you
I
don't
stare.
notice
I
this
stare
one?
back. I'm not trained to be a cold-blooded killer. I'm just staring.
I am. Fortunately, I am. Yikes. I would like to be in Battleoid form myself, but then
Yeah, you can do that.
I would think. What's the actual gun that they use called?
GU11.
The GU11.
The GU11.
Mhm.
I think. I'm just like. What would Archie say? I'm just trying to figure it out. So we're all just sitting there looking at each other like we're shocked that there's people and they're gigantic, and they're shocked
Yeah,
because we just flew right in.
Yeah, and they look to be human, as far as you can tell, at least.
Oh my gosh, this is
I
such a
thought we had
moral.
already known that.
We did not already know this.
Now
No.
we know this. Okay.
Now we
Yes.
know this.
Yeah, we fought big giant robot machines coming down, which later we'll learn right that actually have pilots, but we just don't know that.
We just learned they have pilots.
Well, yeah, we're learning now as they're crawling into them, and that they're actual people. They're not weird, bug-eyed green little monsters or whatever. And
Like any other war.
and I think we came here to do damage, right? Is there anything? I guess before I start shooting down people that are unarmed, is there anything that looks explosive as it goes, or anything that looks like it could cause some great damage, or cause like to blow to
Not all of them, Frostjaeger. They don't all have green skin. Some of them, in fact, a great number of them just look like giant people because that's what they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of them just have human-colored skin.
I don't necessarily want to start firing on people though if there's something else to target that could be detrimental to them without actually killing them.
Well, there's a large amount of battle pods. There's some fighter pods that are kind of hanging from the ceiling above the battle pods. There seems to be containers of some kind of liquid stored in the corners
Ooh.
of the room. They kind of have them off to the corner with the battle pod with a line heading towards the battle pods.
Unless I get fueled and I'm up.
Possibly. This is alien tech, man. As far as you know, that's a jacuzzi and spa.
Okay, it's a jacuzzi, a spa that fuels their machines. Got it. So there's things on the ground, there's things hanging from the ceiling, and then there's this weird spa area.
Yeah, there's the weird things that it's kind of like giant glowing containers of some kind of liquid.
All right. I would just quickly shout, like, I don't know. A squad doesn't break down into certain sectors. I'd be like, something like, Alex, you guys on the ceiling. Jacobs, the ground. Burns, concentrate on that liquidy goodness over there. And then I fire my missiles at the liquidy goodness.
All right.
At which point I go, oh my god, what are you doing? These are people!
I'm not firing at them. Actually, I don't respond. I don't respond. I just...
Yeah. So firing at these pods and stuff, of course, there are going to be what looks to be just technicians and pilots getting into them. But, and luckily now all of your gun cams now have actual footage of what these aliens are like. Hooray, science!
Are we about to be bad murderers? Is this what's happening?
We'll see.
Is this going to have
Depends
more...
on how well you roll, if you're bad or good at being a murderer.
Is this...
I am good. I kill ships.
Not to mention this is war, so it's suddenly different with these that are actual people. It's like you
Well, it
go
is.
to war, they're people.
It is for Alex because,
Oh, he's a civilian.
yeah,
He's
he
a
was
civilian,
he was
but-
gang pressed into service. He's a rock musician, not a killer.
Well, you are now. Or you will
So-
be.
You're a killer rock musician.
So I will now go down the list and say what people and ask people what they do. Lucas.
I use my missile suite, and I fire into the ooey gooey stuff.
All right. And what skills will you be using?
I will be using my equipment suite of missiles, of course,
Mm-hmm.
which will be one of my 3 uses. I'm assuming the medium range is no problem here.
Yeah. This is well inside of medium.
And I am in battleoid form. That doesn't matter, right? You can still fire the missiles? Or
Nope, it doesn't matter.
no problem? Okay. I would also say that I would definitely say man-at-arms.
That'll work.
Which is, you have the advanced comprehensive tactical knowledge. So I'm using that to be like, this looks important. I should destroy it. It may not kill as many people, but it might be detrimental to them getting more ships out of this hangar.
Yeah.
And I think flash move to go with it because it's unpredictable. It's just kind of like, boom, I just did that. Actually, I don't know. No. I'll go hunker down, actually. Because I want to be
So you're
evil.
just gonna kind of sit there and spray away at them.
Yep. I mean, I might jump to the side a little bit, but it's definitely... You know what? Nope. I changed my mind again. I'm going to do strafing run with man at arms. So I'm actually going to be moving and strafing along, blasting these missiles as I go.
Mm-hmm.
So that would actually bring it up to a 7. Of course, I will only roll a 5. Add the 3 back on for the missile for a total of 8.
All right. So next up will be Alex Matz. Alex Matz, are you taking an action because these are
No.
people?
These are people. He's having a nervous breakdown in his cockpit. Oh my god, these are people. I've been killing people.
That sounds like a drama.
Yeah, that does sound, in fact, sound like a drama. We'll cover that in a minute here.
I'm just sort of sitting there shell-shocked in the cockpit.
All right.
Silent Green.
That's the only thing I can really think would be appropriate to do right now.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Shoot her! Shoot! Sorry.
So Fayt, what are you doing?
Well, I guess I'm gonna. I have no problem with killing these people. They're just big people.
Mhm.
But I guess close quarters, and I'm depressed.
Okay.
So, do I notice anything that? I mean, it's
Okay.
all alien to me, but does anything look like it could like be a lot of damage if I did something to it, or good
Yeah.
place to like go to shoot people? I don't know.
All right.
That's
So
like a
roll your omnipresent dice first, so like just your omnipresent stuff, and let's see if you figure anything out interesting about the area.
Of course not. Roll 20. Be better you.
Unfortunately, you do notice that there are battle pods around, there are people around, and you do notice, like, over to the side of you, it looks like Alex Matt's having a panic attack. But, so yeah, and then for you say you were using close quarters?
Yeah.
So yeah, so when I have everyone roll for their attacks, you'll just roll your close quarters and any equipment suite that you want. Like your GU-11 or your missiles or stuff like that. And Captain, so what are you doing about this time?
Nothing.
Nothing?
There's
Yeah, no.
Wait.
I'm just asking, like, what are you doing on the bridge? You know, just like, have you like ordered lunch or something?
no. He's just waiting for the signal.
Okay.
Basically, anything that happens when they notice the ship A me is going to notice that ship B is going to react to something, and ship A turns around and goes poo boom, haha.
Mhm.
So far, there's been no haha.
You do get a report that looks like the enemy has launched some battle pods that are heading this way. Small number 20 destroid squads have already been dispatched to the hull to fend off the attack.
Standard reaction.
Yeah, you know, it's not going to actually be a combat situation for you in long term, but if there's stuff you want to do.
Yep. I kind of did one thing already, but that doesn't count towards in game. Let's see. Just come back to me in a second.
Okay. And in that case, Chuck will do his thing of covering his. He will be covering you. Rather, he's gonna be rolling cover your buddy, and just spraying with his GU-11.
I got an idea now.
All right, what would you like to do?
So we're doing this through the phases, or we're doing this as just narrative overall? Like we're just
Narrative overall with some semblance of the phases.
okay. So he's going to he wants to try to uncover the plans of the carrier, why it chose to follow me like this, but and broke off.
Mhm.
So I'm going to roll my machinations to try to uncover or expose information from them. Let me pull that list skill up here. Machinations. Benefits uncover. You are able to uncover, understand strange or secret happening, unravel mysteries and secret dealings. You need access to information to be able to parse it. So I was going to roll back to my sheet. Machinations for 3. What is my burnout now? Still a 5. I was going to run in scanning sweep and machinations, drop it down to 5, the 5 instead of 6, and then throw in the sensor sweep for an extra set of dice here. Scroll back down. 2 extra dice, so it'd make it total 8 dice. But that would not give me any bonuses. It's just a straight 5 on the difficulty. Just trying to figure out if I can piece together what this particular ship's plan for breaking through the picket, because it shouldn't have come by itself, even if it is bigger than me.
Yeah.
So that's going to
All
be
right.
8 total dice on 5 ups. And no successes.
I will say this goes into your element of your disposition of analyst, so I will allow rerolls.
Oof. 8 dice. 5 ups again.
That's a little better.
That's a lot better. It's a 4.
5 successes.
5. All right. So from what you're able to gather from both the previous call with the alien forces and the way that the ship seems to be acting, because it's going a lot slower than you expected something would be, to try and, what, oh my god, where are they going? It's going very slowly. You think that there's one of 3 things going on here. Either A, they're still checking it out, but they're being extremely cautious because they know that your weapon systems are active, which you've proven in the last battle. 2, it's a possibility that they are preparing you to ambush you through, send the big thing to distract you.
Yeah, flesh us out like the fox.
Mm-hmm. Or 3, it is always the possibility to, instead of assuming malice, assume stupidity.
I'm going to mixture of 1 and 2, and I'm going to order the ship to start coming about.
All right, so the ship will start coming about, and everyone's like, starting, combat operations, calling for stations to prepare to fire, all that stuff.
Full ready. Like, we are going after them now, so we can get this one before the others get here, type scenario.
Yep. And with that, we now go back to the group. So Lucas, roll your dice.
All right, so I said I did have 8 dice, I think. So, and this is still target number 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Wow.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't.
Nice.
I didn't decide on. Well, is there really defense I have to do right now? Or is it all attack because we have the drop on them?
I will say that as far as you know, everyone in here is completely stunned and like, oh my god. So you do have the drop on them, and
all right.
Yeah, as far as you know, they look like they're too afraid to do anything.
That is it. That's my greatest roll that I'll probably ever have in this game. I'll take that 9 directly, right up their wazoo. 6. Welcome to the danger zone. All cool like an action.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah.
Alex switched the song in mid-song. I don't know if I like it or if I do. It doesn't matter.
He's not playing anything anymore.
Yeah,
That's
Alex
true.
is checked out of this right now.
Oh my god, we've been eating people!
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Opposite of that's like Jacobs is probably like maniacally
Episode
laughing.
Episode 5, Soylent Green.
No, I'm calm. I'm not laughing my head off, but I'm definitely just like.
Same as always.
Mm-hmm. With that, then, we will move on to Alex Matz, who does nothing besides panic.
Is there a result, or are you going to tell this result in a minute?
I'm going to tell you guys the result in a minute. I want to see how all of this goes.
Okay.
Fayt, if you would roll your close quarters dice with your equipment suite. Not that good. Also,
I'm pretty sure that Roll20 hates me.
Roll20 has been funky for the past couple of days.
I will say this goes into Ace Pilot, though, so I will allow you to reroll. Because I'm nice. There you go.
4.
4.
All right. And Chuck will roll his 6 dice, because he's just using Cover Your Buddy and the missiles. Wow. You guys are doing good.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh,
Your wingman.
Is that 8?
2,
Yep.
4, 6, Yeah, 8. So, let me pull out my things here to keep track.
He covered
of
my
things.
buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that
And
kind of like.
missiles.
I mean that as like a plural for like butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it covered my. Sorry. I do a lot of baby talk now because I have a baby, so I feel like that's some of that leaking in there at the same time. I'm sorry if I go mushy dad.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
You still don't think
Who's a good RM?
Some
Who's
other
a
people.
no? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
I will smack the crap out of you, Lucas.
Sorry. I'll shut up now.
I know where you live. Just remember that.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, and I know who Fayt is, so I can just ask her to beat you up.
I'll do it without extra charge to you.
It is known. Yeah.
All right, so with you guys doing this, along with a couple of extra, bonus assist successes because you actually have most of your squadron with you. I was
Keep bringing
expecting
back-
more of them to die horribly.
You keep bringing Jared back up. Even that was just a little jab, I feel like.
Too soon.
You have most of your squad with you. Mike, what do we have? A dozen? No.
Your
you
squad
have
is
11.
mostly.
Yeah, you've got 11.
We have a bad baker's dozen.
You have 11.5 because he didn't destroy all of his ship.
Yeah.
Come on. Did you?
Yeah, no, don't worry. He left his chunks in all of you as shrapnel.
Oh, that's good.
His black box is still stuck in that meteor he slammed into at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
But with
Sorry,
that,
Jared.
so for record, you guys got around with your bonuses, with the bonuses from just having your squadron around, about total 30 successes.
Wow. That's good, right? I mean, it sounds good.
Oh yeah, no, that's really good. So that means, so for record, I'm going to be ignoring the ship's armor value because you are on the inside of it, which is much less armored. It's kind of squishy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, no. So you have done 3 naval structure worth of damage for record.
That's good too. Sounds
Yes,
good.
this thing has 6.
Wow.
So it's half dead. So he's
Yeah,
half
you
dead.
literally just. So you guys pop in here and everyone's afraid. Zentradi are basically all not moving as you guys open up.
Kind of whoop ass.
The fighter pods on the ceiling, a bunch of them get shredded. Explosions pop off from their missiles, causing several other explosions. The ones shooting the battle pods shred through the battle pods, and unfortunately, several of the pilots and engineers around them, turning them into Salsi Chunka.
Swiss cheese Zentradi.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing left but hamburger, sir.
Nothing left but hamburger.
Mm.
And, of course, the giant blood splatters that are now covering the mechs and the walls.
Place
On top
needed
of
some
that-
color.
And as you shoot over at the weird fluid stuff over on the side, the container breaks and it seems to shatter, but the fluid itself doesn't explode, though the amount of missiles you'd fired kind of just blow a giant hole in the wall.
I like that. That's like is it breaching into the space or into like another area of the ship?
Into another area of the ship.
That looks like
But
that's like a really good place to go next. Anyway, go ahead.
and it's at this point, like, the Zentradi, even the ones who were getting the pods, and a couple of them have, like, rifles and stuff. They're, like, throwing them down and screeching away from you people in terror. Like, they just saw the boogeyman, and the boogeyman has a giant mecha.
So they'll kill us horribly with their big old giant ships, but we go into their home and they run like little.
They dropped down out of our sky and started trying to. I mean, they probably killed lots of civilians.
No, yeah, there were 75,000 people rescued, and probably a population ranging towards 200,000.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that I don't
Well,
feel.
that's a rough estimate, because I'm just thinking Robotech personnel, and the city around it is fairly large for a small island.
I have a question too. Is there a way to know? Like, I know that there's a lot of distraction, But would I or we or Burns know that Alex did or did not fire his guns or freeze up?
That would. You guys would probably be able to fairly easily see that, as he's just floating there. I don't think he's even like transformed out of like fighter mode.
He's probably transformed into Guardian or Battloid just to sort of not crash. But after that, he absolutely just froze up because, oh my god, those are people.
Yeah, so we'll say that you're in Guardian mode and you can like see him in the cockpit like freaking out. Like you can visibly see him shaking. And we'll give that drama of, wait, they're actually people?
Ooh.
All right.
I'd be like,
We add the drama.
Yep.
Alex,
I was hoping you'd give the drama Soylent Green.
Alex, sit rep.
Oh my god, these are people. What are you doing?
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Now start shooting your guns at everything.
I'm just gonna pull something out of my ass and say that he was probably. How long ago was the last war? I'm trying to figure out if he was born during it.
The Global War, if I remember correctly, because luckily this book does have a timeline, which is incredibly nice. Global War. Stop that. 2009 is when the war began. The Global War ended in 1999, so 10 years ago.
Okay, he was at least alive.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna probably guess that by that point, public sentiment was probably against the war, just in general.
Probably because they were dying horribly. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that he was only okay with killing things because he thought they were evil aliens from outer space, not people. And sort of this changes everything for him. And so he's gonna go, no! These are people!
Yep, people that killed all of our people. That's what we're here for. You signed up for this.
I thought they were aliens!
They are aliens.
They're people!
They're alien peoples.
And of course, at this point, there's like several wounded and Trotty trying to like crawl away in agony from giant like depleted uranium holes in their chest. Because I'm just gonna assume that Valkyries use depleted uranium.
They
ammo.
use APDS, I believe.
Oh, okay. I like the idea of depleted uranium.
Let me check.
Either way, it's not good.
Either way, it's not good to a human body or
Rule of cool.
giant human body.
Rule
Yeah.
of cool. Right?
Rule of cool. This is turning into like a Fist of the North Star scene. That's how much blood there is.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's depleted uranium.
Oh wow! Yes, I was right. Points
Depleted
to you.
uranium fevers. Oh my God.
Well, hey, think of it like this: if you kill them with the rounds, they don't suffer cancer later.
Yay!
You know, that makes a lot of sense. Fire again. All right.
We have to put them out of their misery now.
I will, like Burns, let the captain know we're good to go. He wanted to know
Speaking
5
of the
minutes.
captain,
He wanted to go.
Is there anywhere in the cockpit to throw up?
On yourself.
Everything in the cockpit is a surface. Everything can be thrown up on.
yeah. So
Trust
you
me,
do.
I have helped a lot of people.
I'm gonna
out of
pull up
flights
my
and
helmet
do it.
and throw up into the helmet. Just take it off and just sort of.
Ugh.
So you know that picture when someone's pouring the pitcher into a diaper, and
Mhm.
it's like, oh, it's so absorbent. Your helmet doesn't do that. It goes sploosh.
I'm approximating. I'm trying my best to approximate a civilian's reaction to seeing people being mulched.
I think
Usually they throw up in their face mask because
Yeah.
most of they'll just and it's just out I've seen it. I've seen it. I got to help with incentive flights, and it's not good. It's not good.
But yeah,
I try to
no.
warn you, but
Yeah.
not everybody listens to the warnings.
Yeah, you're not going to take your helmet off and everything else before you blow chunks.
All right.
Well, luckily enough, in this unit, most pilots they actually do have like a little baggy thing on their boot that you have to like remove the boot and then pull the baggy off your foot, and then you can blow chunks. It doesn't actually really seem to work because that's a lot of work to get blow chunks. But either way, You can see him blowing chunks into his helmet.
Takes me back. Anyway, Burns let the captain know yesterday.
Yep. And so we cut back to the captain. Captain, you've gotten a message from the team. Fortunately, there's a little bit of an interference. They're saying hangar damaged. That's all we're able to recover, sir. There's interference going on. Maybe their radio signal might be bouncing off the belt or something.
They stated hangar damage.
That's
At least that's some of the words you picked up.
That's about all I was able to understand.
Well, let's then assume that the crazy bastard did the exact opposite of what I said, and instead of distracting them, attacked them straight on, because they are the extreme edge of the scalpel that I wanted, and therefore the best current squadron that I'm going to pretend to really like. Don't let Roy hear this. And we're going to cover fire. He looks around. He looks around. Can we? I mean, if they're in the ship, you know what? Never mind. Do it anyway. Yep.
All right.
They're my scalpel. They can cut their way back out. Let's make a hole for them to come out the front end if we have to. Shortest route and all that, right? That should work.
Best
you know what?
Ever.
Girls, and he leans over towards his crack team. Find out some of the dimensions of that ship so we can help them get out, and close they do the smart thing and close their hangar.
Stop blowing all over the ship.
Already working on that as they're like tapping away. They're just kind of tapping. Like one of them's tapping away with like one hand and kind of sitting back. Yeah. The others are like one of them's on their phone and like, ooh, this guy looks interesting.
The youngest one is cracking her nails.
Yeah.
That's my crack team. They've been through a war with me once before. They know what to do. I just have to say it out loud so it sounds like I'm in charge.
Yeah. And so that we can work on that as one of your scanning actions for next turn. But yeah, no. On the inside of the ship, it's inside the hangar, it's most of the battle pods in this hangar have been absolutely shredded between missiles and gunfire. Corpses are strewn about this place. It's well, at least for Alex Matz, it's not your average Saturday. If this was a global war, it would be the rest of the group's average Saturday, but without transforming robots and aliens. So it's like a Saturday morning cartoon at this point. Fist of the North Mecha.
Oh, I mean, I tried to just basically give him an order to snap out of it. Doesn't mean he will. Is there anything we can do to get him rocking?
You know what? I will allow you to roll an interaction check on the next one. So you'll be able to choose like one of your skills, and you'll roll it after any combat actions or so.
Okay, so like one roll for probably combat, and then
one roll for combat or something, and then one roll to try to get him to snap out of it. Which right now you're probably not in the best position, Mr. Alex. No offense.
Well, I mean, he is a civilian. This is probably the best case scenario here.
True.
I want to ask him about equipment suite. The heavy burst, is that your GU11?
Yep, the heavy burst is your GU11. If you use up all of the uses of that, then your gun runs out of ammo.
So what's the skill check to just use it normally?
It's just one of your attack rolls. To use the gun normally, it's kind of hand wavy. You have enough ammo, but if you use the good burst, then it uses up ammo.
So it's not an equipment suite when you just use it normally, but it is when you burst it. Okay.
Yep.
And once you run out of both uses, it's empty. Okay.
Yeah, like the heavy burst is like in the second episode when Rick just kind of sprays the Zentradi battle pod until it stops moving.
Yep. Okay.
And he runs out of ammo.
Yep. Okay.
But with that, you guys are in this hangar and you guys have a little bit of time. Captain, you were told that there's about a 2-minute warm-up cycle on the main guns. They will be the rail guns will be ready and to fire at that point. They're having to recharge one of the secondary converters because the primary one blew out.
Yep, normal ship stuff. We had
normal experimental ship stuff.
Yeah, we didn't get a real shakedown, so we're finding this out on
everything's breaking now.
Pretty much like all experimental tech. When you're the star captain that they all want to get rid of. Things going to explode and fall apart on you. So keep going.
Yep. So you
Or
guys
something
are
else
now
at it. Send the monsters out too.
Yes, sir. Monsters out. Monsters. This is Lisa Hayes. Monsters 01 and 02. Move to decks. Move to deck 5, subsection C. Prepare for long range bombardment. And we go to the cameras, like 2 giant hangar doors open.
Like 1/5 of the speed of even a person walks faster than these things move.
Oh yeah, no. As I minimize.
What they lack in movement, they make up for style.
Yes, the monster is in fact the best baby.
That's why as soon as I saw the picture for it, I said, that will be something I can pilot.
Yeah.
If I'll probably never ever do it, but I can. And that's cool.
That's right. That's one of the extra ones I took because it's just big and awesome. Stand there and blast everything.
Anywho, I believe I was going to do a crack team on the sensor scan thing on the carrier at some point.
Yep, and I will pull up a picture of the monster here in a minute.
Let's see. I think I'll just use the regular dice on this. And let me go to the book. I want to go to the scan section of conflicts.
I was just wondering, are we running drama armor in this game or no?
No. Or wait, which one's Storm Arm again?
Basically, the more drama you have, each drama you have increases your brawl wounds total by 1. The idea being that the more drama you have, the more important you are to the story, according to the book.
That's interesting.
You know what? We'll run with that. We officially have the rule: drama armor. The more drama you have, the more important you are, and the less likely you are to die horribly.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
I'll take it. That's good.
Yeah, says the person who's racking up drama.
I only just noticed it when looking at how to resolve drama, which I could not find.
Teresa,
Well,
Jacobs, I
it's-
have 2 drama right now. I already 2.
So do I.
You have 2 now?
I have 1 because you forced me to.
You guys are so snowflake. It's great. I love it.
What are you talking about?
I'm perfectly normal dude. I sit
Well,
on ship and do
you're
no work.
also not in the thick of combat, so that's
Exactly.
one thing.
Super
wow.
guy. I maybe like I planned to not have this happen to me. Anyway, I know what I'm scanning
Don't worry,
for.
you'll get your drama. Which, by the way, for people who want to see, who don't know what a monster looks like, it's this bad boy. It's not that big. It's not bigger than the 3-kilometer ship.
So this would take us up from 3 brawl wounds to 5, I think.
Yep.
Or at
And
least
Lucas,
people who
if
have...
you want to show it off to people. So, Lucas had to step away, it looks like.
Oh, it's on the map.
Mm.
He's eating.
It's on there.
Okay. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up.
So wounds is our armor, right? Or is
Yep,
it
slide it
our
to the
hit
right.
points?
There you go.
Or wounds are your hit points. When you take 3, you pass out. Or normally when you have your normal stuff, if you take 3 wounds for a human, you pass out and like you're dying and stuff and all that bad things. If you take an extra one, that's when you start turning into
a corpse.
I was gonna say whatever Kenshiro leaves after you beat the crap out of someone.
Oh, armor. Oh, there.
That one-
I'm like,
that does
where's
not-
my armor?
It's wounds.
Yeah.
What?
The rule is called drama armor. It just applies to your number of wounds.
I mean, how much damage you can take before you get knocked out.
And on a personal level.
Yeah,
Oh, so it is wounds for that.
Yep.
All right, and I will wait for Lucas to get back, so we will have our small little intermission here, so when Lucas gets back, we can have him just cut and cut back in.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no.
Let me do my scan.
Oh, there's
I guess.
Lucas. Lucas, it's the top of the hour. Do your little clippy clip.
That's right. It's time for a commercial, even though it's probably not going to work. So what I'll just do is close the curtain and immediately reopen it.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't make sense, don't worry. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so Because we'll be right back in 1 second. Let's make it look cool, guys. Transition now.